Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to Market Insights with Linux, and welcome to this new video in which I wanted to do a full video right here on Nvidia, which is very necessary. We'll get to that, but you can already see here on the higher time frames that Nvidia has reached new all-time highs. I think this actually is. Nvidia has been doing great. It's outperforming the general stock markets, and at this point of time, like it broke out, right? So it's so in this video we'll take a look at, can we actually hold this breakout? What are some price targets to look at, etc. So that's what we'll do. We'll start off with the higher time frames, then we'll zoom in right here, and we'll take a look at relevant levels that we need to hold to get some confirmation to actually get further continuation. But first of all, I wanted to ask. I have my own Telegram channel for this channel, right? So there's a link down in the description which you can join, which I post almost daily updates, sometimes in the weekends as well, but at least on all weekdays. Wanted to know if you would be interested in a chat room outside of that as well, right? In which we can discuss the general stock market strategies, but also specific analyses on something like Nvidia. So let me know. Feel free to join. There's nothing I will sell to you in that group. It's purely updates on the channel, on videos, and the markets. But for now, let's get right into it. So Nvidia has been doing pretty good. I mean, the last time we covered it last week. We spoke about some major wins that Nvidia had in Europe, but outside of that, I think more than anything, or at least more than news, the current price action that we are seeing from Nvidia is just a result of what an amazing company it is, and what type of moat it has right now in the industry, and in several niches in the chip industry, but also just in general in technology. And that is right now, I mean, the stock markets have been doing quite well. I mean, the S&P 500 and US equities in general have continued to grind up under relatively favorable fundamental circumstances. I mean, gold and the volatility index have dropped down quite significantly, or are at least stable, including oil. We got some economic data today, but that doesn't really seem to be changing anything. And if you take a look at the higher time frames, like what we have done so far, first of all, outside of making all-time highs, is we broke above the previous value area high that we created right here at the beginning of 2025 and the end of 2024. And that is quite major, right? I mean, we weren't able to break above that earlier. And this, if it is confirmed, and that is the major question right now, this is great. So first of all, I think the market circumstances would confirm something like this. I mean, like I said, the fundamentals and just in general, the market has been quite good. And I would say fundamentally, it's logical that Nvidia trades a little bit better than the general stock markets, given the company that it is. The volume was a little bit underwhelming potentially. I mean, we don't necessarily need super high volume to break out. And you can see with Nvidia, high volume usually comes out during bottoms instead of breakouts, and the volume actually did increase right here over the course of the end of last week and this week. So far, and this is contingent, and this is reliant on whether we actually keep this fundamental stability. It looks like a real breakout. We have some tariffs, we have some trade deal deadlines. If something goes wrong in that and we actually see a decrease in stability, fundamental stability in the markets, then I think we can still turn this into a fake out. But for now, it looks real. So here you can see it on the lower time frames. The most important level is right here between 150 and 147. Broke above that with an imbalance. But an imbalance, I mean, usually like an imbalance, when people talk about that, they say, well, it's an imbalance. We need to fill that. But you also need an imbalance for strength, right? An imbalance ultimately suggests strength. And right now we have technical strength, we have fundamental strength. You can see the highest volume was created with the actual breakout. So for now, I mean, do I think we're going to pull back? Do I think we're going to test some of those imbalances right here? Yes, so around 151, 150 I do expect. But for now, it seems most likely that we're going to be able to hold that, and that we're going to be able to continue a move up higher. Now, it's quite difficult for Nvidia specifically to talk about levels, that we're going for right now. I would say, in general, psychological levels like 160 tend to work, but now you also have this trend line right here, which might work, which would indicate a price target of about 168, 170. So those would be my price targets for now, but maybe some stability after a breakout is not a bad idea, and it's not unlikely before we get that continuation up higher. But those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know regarding Nvidia for now. So if it was valuable, consider subscribing. If you're interested in more Nvidia updates, I cover it practically weekly at least. And like I said, join the Telegram channel if you're interested in that. But for now, that's it. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.